makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Kenyana David. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In this episode, we are going to have a conversation with Kenyana David, founder of 81Eighteen LLC. Kenyana's entrepreneurship journey started in her early 20s with a passion to do more in this world. Kenyana spent a lot of time educating herself to be one of the best in email marketing. I wonder why email marketing? I can't wait to learn more about her journey in starting 81Eighteen. Good morning, Kenyana, and thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm so excited to learn more about your journey as a founder, but also about your company and how you are helping other people with the businesses. And I'm just so excited to actually get to know all the things that you've done with your company, because it seems like you've been doing a lot of great stuff. So to get started, can you tell us about your journey to success? How did you end up starting a company, become a female founder?
Wow, that's a loaded one. And again, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. And I'm excited to be here as well. So the journey, well, I think I always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I just think that it wasn't necessarily nurtured. I think I just appeared to be a creative, but do with me. So in college, I started a lot of organizations, and I would take lead roles in organizations, and ones that didn't exist, I would just do my own. But I don't think anyone, adults in my space, saw that as entrepreneurship. And to be honest, entrepreneurship is now trending. Before, it wasn't a career option. It was nothing that I would say encouraging you to do. Now we do it, but not so much then. So I started a couple businesses, and some didn't work out, and it was primarily because it was a learning. It was part of the learning curve. There was things that I was a super at and things that I was not. And in business, you have to kind of figure out a good space for that. But with 81Eighteen, this particular company is 4 years old now, 4 years this month or this year. And by then, I had just kind of got a lot of education. My original degree was in economics. I know nothing about economics, so don't ask. But I went back and started to study business, and then surrounded myself by other business owners, and got involved in a lot of programs. And I think by this round I got it. So it took a long time. I would say I started my entrepreneurial journey about 2008-9. I was in my late 20s. I'm 40 now, so it had to be like a late 20s. And then it took some time. There's still a learning curve with things. Things are always changing, but that would be a pinch of the journey without completely unpacking all the boxes. But for a high level, that's really what it looked like, a bunch of different experiences.
So if I understand correctly, since you're a kid, you have that entrepreneurship inside you. You always wanted to just start something that can help other people, and start something that you feel people in need. And it's hard, because especially when you don't have your family member that's doing exactly that, so it's become a lot less encouragement, I guess. You don't get that from them. But would you say that everything that happened to you from wanting to start a business at such a young age to starting 8118? Would you say that all that experience is what make you stronger to build a company that's actually cannot break down?
I think it was part of it. I think it was part of it. I think entrepreneurship, again, is something that we now look for it. We encourage it. We nurture it. There are programs designed to build entrepreneurship. However, when I was starting out, that wasn't an option. So I think my family, maybe friends, um, they were supportive, but they didn't really know what they were supporting other than some creativity. But I would say, honestly, up to this point now, there was a lot of professional development, but there was a lot of personal development that really makes this business work. It took a long time to become full time. And a lot of it was just me doing a lot of personal development to be okay with, that I am a very detail oriented person, and to love on that and use that in my business, and that be part of my unique value proposition. So some things, it took some time for me just to kind of be okay with the way I was doing things, because there are some best practices with any industry, with any, journey you go on. But for entrepreneurship, I had to be okay personally. And then that really set me up professionally, because then I was like, oh, I know what my jam is. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. And I wouldn't say with the other beta runs, I like to call them beta runs. I didn't have that, like I was figuring it out. I was really just going on talent, as opposed to coming from the core, like I know who I am. So it was a part of it. The part that you pointed out, it's a part of it. And then there was that personal piece.
So pretty much it's kind of like you have to taught yourself a lot of things so that you can be comfortable to be an entrepreneur. So
Sure. Sure.
and it's not just you. I think it's all of us, because especially
Mhm.
when we work full-time job with someone else and trying to starting a business and design, it's become a lot of work as well, trying to do both. We only do not have time as a female, especially as female.
Mhm.
We have a full-time job, we have kids, we have a husband, we have a family to take care of, and at the same
Mhm.
time we're building a company on the side. It's a lot. And for me personally, I had to create space, and it's a lot of creating space in a family take a lot of work, because you have to get the entire family involved into it and make them understand what you're trying to do, and then to create that where everyone can be involved and support you through it. So I totally
Right.
understand your point of view. You are the founder of 8118, and also
Mhm.
the creator of Mail Marketing for Entrepreneurs. Can you talk about both of them and the difference between the two and what they are about?
Oh, sure. So 8118 is the company in and of itself. The Fem Academy, or the Female Marketing for Entrepreneurs, is under that. So 8118 is a boutique marketing firm, completely specializing in email marketing. Um, we do nothing else, no other types of digital marketing, just email. So I do that with two different groups. So there's instructional coaching, where I teach individual female entrepreneurs how to make money with email marketing, and um, unpacking that looks like audits and strategies and things of that. And then I also work with, so the first one is working with women or female entrepreneurs. And then the second is working with organizations that uh, support female entrepreneurs in one way or another. So it might be a women's business center. It might be a college or a university that has an entrepreneur program and a lot of women or female program. I work with a lot of organizations, and that's instructional training, where I'll go into their school or their workplace, and I will, teach either their female entrepreneurs in their programs, like a women's business center, or for the college, it might be some people that are doing email, teach how to read their analytics, how to understand that what rates are, open rates and click rates, how to boost those rates. So those are the two main that I do within 81Eighteen. And then with the the Fem Academy is a membership type of program where visually, and we work through in a month. It's set up just like a school. It's actually an e-school for teaching female entrepreneurs how to make money, and they specifically coaches, consultants, and advisors. So they go through classes and labs and study halls, and there's a lot of office hours. There's a lot of engagement, a lot of it's more fun. It's a more fun way to learn email, but understanding it's a lot of instruction, a lot of information that they learn, and they every month they just renew and they stay in the academy. So that's the two different. So you can go the bigger route of just getting strategy and audit, and that looks very different than sitting in a class or like a challenge lab. So, but I enjoy them both. But the instructional coaching and instructional training, sometimes it's very high level, and it's kind of far removed from the individual female entrepreneur, as opposed to the academy, where I can have those conversations more consistently and in a fun way.
So if I understand correctly, both of them support and promote women entrepreneurs.
Yes. Yep.
So it's just one can be individual, and then the other one focus more on like you say, centers and that support women and whichever way they support, as long as they are supporting women.
Right. And with the with 81Eighteen, with the instructional coaching, there are individual entrepreneurs, but they are a little bit further along in their careers, where they essentially we serve three types of women in any collective. Female entrepreneurs who are not yet making money with email, female entrepreneurs that are making money with email but not yet earning a return on investment, or female entrepreneurs that are earning a return on investment but not yet earning a profit. So meaning they're breaking even. So for instructional coaching, they are typically making money but not yet earning a return on investment or that revenue. With the academy, a lot of them are not yet making money, or in that second phase. So you got the first. I hope I'm explaining this without confusing you.
No, I got it.
They're in that top tier, and then in the academy, they're in that lower tier. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
A lot of times they move out of the academy into an audit or strategy, but in the academy, they typically haven't done enough email yet to have numbers that they would get audited at this point. So it's moving them through in a way that's comfortable, where they have that win, they're learning the information. In the academy, it's really designed for them to go through like 6 to 9 months. And then they are, equipped to understand everything. And there's a graduation, they go through the whole process. And then with instructional coaching, they can stay in that as long as they like.
So it's pretty much on where they are with the email marketing. That's which program they're gonna sign up for.
Right.
Got it. And because since you focus on email, how important is email marketing to businesses?
Oh my gosh, it is super important. Super important. It has the highest return on investment over social media, over other ways of marketing. Email is the highest. It's like $36 on every dollar spent, looking at 2020 numbers. And email, the thing about email that's a little different than social media, for example, is that email, you get an opportunity to really connect with, your subscriber and ultimately your buyer, right?
Right.
So you have things like merge tags where you can use their name. You can note where they're from, where their location, and you can just reach out if there's a snowstorm. Like I'm in Buffalo, New York, and we have these winter storms, obviously, throughout the winter. So some of the folks that are on my email that are in, New York or Canada, um, I can just reach out and say, how are you holding up? Did you put gas in your car? We're in a storm, and build authentic relationships, and it makes it so much easier to get that return on investment because people want to buy because now you're friends, and it's not in a way that it's inauthentic, like even soft selling, just for, purpose of buying. But it allows you to really connect and see what they need and sell them that, as opposed to social media, which is selling and hoping that message connects with someone, as opposed to a message that's catered for a particular person. And I much better. Introverts definitely appreciate it. If you don't want to necessarily do some face forward social media or digital marketing, but it's important.
It's important.
Double,
So
it's
when
very
you
important.
when you explain it the way you explain it, you are kind of right. It's more like not only you're getting straight to the email address, you also are creating, like you say, you're creating that connection because it's going to the email address instead of social media where a lot of people are posting and not everyone can keep up with all that posting in social media. So that one is a little bit more private, and then some
Mhm.
people take time aside to just sit there and read their email address and reply to it. So I get your point about it. So you will, as the founder of 81Eighteen, you will say that it is important for people to actually use email as their marketing, as a marketing way to reach out to more customers and to creating more connection.
For sure, for sure. It doesn't have to be your primary um, part of your big deal marketing plan, like a big percentage, but it needs to be a part of it. I personally enjoy email, partially because of the return on investment, but to be honest, I'm a private person. Like I'm not going to put my husband and my children and my family on social media, but I'll tell, someone on my email list a funny story because I know who it's going to, I know who's going to. And then you have the folks that reply to everything, to all the emails, and they share their stories. So I appreciate the way to communicate. It's a conversation. I feel like social media, not necessarily, but it has to be. It should be part of your marketing plan. Um, you know, Collecting email addresses. It's like somebody giving you their phone number. Hey,
Right.
call me when you have, something that you got to tell me. You got to share it with me. And sometimes that share is the weather and the gas prices are going up. And then sometimes that share is I have a new program and I think you'd really appreciate it. So it should be definitely a part of the plan.
Yeah, marketing plan. I totally agree with
Mhm.
you on what you were just saying. Did you experience any setback or obstacle when you started on your journey to empower women?
Oh, sure, sure. I'm very niched down. So it's female entrepreneurs and it's email. You can't get more niche than that. So there was definitely challenges as to how to properly market, how to sell, and always being mindful of the difference. Are you marketing right now or are you selling? Because women buy differently than men. We so just being mindful of the language, and then um, also the challenge of being mindful of being diverse. Even though I do all my work with females, not all of them are using the she and her pronouns. So being mindful that I'm communicating in a way that's still inclusive, that when I'm marketing, I'm thinking about diversity of women. We typically look at race, but age. Not all of my clients or the students in the academy look like me, or my age. So thinking about age, thinking about neurodiversity, how do they learn? Making sure that I am communicating in a way that's visual, but then that's audio and that, has some text. So the challenges is more of learning my market, how to really get to them. And it was hard because when I first started 81Eighteen, it was digital marketing. It was very high level. And going down to email, I had to let some people go. So business wise, I had to think about that. Do you take a step back to take 2 steps forward or no? And then when I became full, that was a challenge of, okay, we were talking about growing, now we're talking about scaling. So there's challenges. There's challenges every single week. I'm putting out a fire every single week, every single week. There's always challenges, and things change quickly, quickly. And I'm very honest about what I offer. It's a luxury service. I feel like everyone needs it, but right now we're looking at what, $100 a teaspoon for gas. They may not need what I have at this moment, and I have to think about that and always be mindful that while I think I'm offering something amazing, I also understand that we have, everyone has to make decisions that's appropriate for them. And how do I sustain with the decisions that, my buyers and potential buyers need to make with me in my mind. So I always have challenges in a nutshell.
So you are absolutely right, because throughout your business, it doesn't matter how small or big you are, you will always face some sort of challenge every single day. So I
Sure.
agree with you on that completely. You are a certified in women's entrepreneurship and HubSpot certified as well. Do they
Mhm.
help you in your mission?
The certifications, I'm really big on education and continuing education, and they help with just the landscape of what things look like. So with women's entrepreneurship, how women buy, how women think, how women do business. I'm a B2B. I work with coaches and consultants and advisors, and they have businesses. That's really helpful with that. And then with HubSpot, inbound marketing and inbound sales, and really understanding creating valuable content to attract customers and clients is a big deal. So I learned a lot in those certifications, and I make sure to renew them and see what's changing and, in different spaces. So absolutely, I refer to those things all the time.
Awesome. So you are also the facilitator for the Grow Advisory Group at the Women for the college. What role do you play in this capacity?
So the Women's Business Center at Canisius College has four, yes, it's 4 advisory groups, and it's female entrepreneurs at different stages. So there's the launch. These are new businesses or start, in the infancy stages, and they're starting up. Grow, they're 1 to 3 years and growing. And then there's Master and Elevate, and those are further. With Grow, they are in the stage of they're making money. They have a product and service that they're selling, but they're also doing a lot of back end things, talking about or thinking about trademarks and getting minority and women business enterprise certifications with their state, particularly New York State. They are thinking about hiring. They are thinking about getting attorneys and accountants, getting their taxes done. So they're more focused on the back end, but there is some things about, marketing. That's a big focus. Definitely their numbers, making sure that they understand their numbers. And that's some facilitation on my end, but then also bringing in experts, attorneys and accountants and, different people that they can connect with and get the information they need so they can make decisions about pricing, about marketing, especially when we're talking about advertising. So they're in that growth stage that they, the goal is to push them to that 5-year mark because so many of us fail half by that 5-year mark. So to get them all the things they need to be successful. So that's a lot. That's a really cool experience.
Absolutely, because especially like you said, when you get to that 5 years, it's like this is it. Either I make it or I go down. So having all the support that you can get is important. And
Yeah.
I love that. I love everything that you do. It's for to support women. It's not easy to find women like yourself. So just
Oh, thanks.
dedicate your life just to do that. It's amazing. You are also the president of the National Black MBA Association.
Yes. Yeah.
What is your role in this capacity too?
So as president, I'm in the Western New York chapter. So there are 41 chapters across the country. And as president of this chapter, we oversee programming. We do a lot of programming that's in entrepreneurship, it's in lifestyle, it's in careers. And within that, we get together. There's about 141 members between Niagara Falls and Corning. And bringing them together to prepare them for the next stage of their career, their life. And I really do enjoy that as well. There's the Leaders of Tomorrow program, which is our mentorship program for high school students. And then they have their summit. They have a lot of things that they do there. But a lot of it for me is facilitating that program, facilitating membership, keeping the membership alive and well and excited, and also supporting Black professionals in this area that have, they're earning their graduate degree, or, they are changing careers. COVID changed a lot of, ways that we see our career, and a lot are moving from positions where they were executive directors or some C-suite or C-level role, and now they're going into entrepreneurship, or the vice versa. So that's a very rewarding role. Like, I enjoy my role there. I've been in the organization for since 2017 in some capacity or another on the board. And I love what the organization stands for. Just supporting Black professionals. The conference is amazing to meet people all over the country that are doing all cool, all these cool things. Chapters, what they're doing in Texas is so different than what they're doing in New York. That's so different than what they're doing in North Carolina. And just being able to be a part of that community as a Black professional and seeing our growth, seeing our drive, and supporting each other. So I love that too. I love all the things. I love all the things.
Well, this is amazing. That's all I have to say. It's amazing.
It's a
So
good time.
yeah, it is. It's amazing. What does your book? It's all I know you have a book. It's all about strategy, a workplace approach to digital content and marketing. What does it talk about?
Digital content and marketing, just that. I think there's in all seriousness, I think there's a lot of misinformation, or even a disconnection of what digital marketing is. And we just kind of clump it into social media, as opposed to really unpacking what is digital marketing and what makes sense for you. What makes sense for your business? What does that look like? Understanding how content should be created, what kind of things to have in mind when you're thinking about what's the purpose, the point of the of the information or the message. So that one is it's part instruction, and then it's part a workbook where you can kind of play out what makes sense for you. Kind of platforms, talking about the difference between platforms and channels, and what really makes sense when it's all laid out on paper. You don't have to be on, if you choose social media, which platforms make sense for you. You don't have to be on all of them. Email, you don't have to choose only email and not anything else. And then also unpacking some other marketing misconceptions about, there's definitely a difference between marketing and selling, advertising, promotion. We just kind of like use them synonymously. And in the book, just, I am very laid back about everything. I like simple language, simple terms, and just it's designed for entrepreneurs in general to really look at digital marketing a little differently, and to decide what they don't. And that's the whole point of the book. It was a workbook. Once upon a time, it was a workbook. And I was like, nah, this should be a book, and put some more instruction in there. So, yeah,
So
in a
it's
nutshell.
so pretty much, if I understand correctly, it's easy for any entrepreneur to follow. So even if you're new to marketing and you don't even know what you are doing, it's an easy book and workbook to follow to get you started where you need.
Yeah. It's really designed for you to think, think about the strategy that you have, really unpacking what is a strategy. We use terms like that all the time and we just throw them around, but what is it? And just kind of charging entrepreneurs to say, what, this is my jam and this is not my jam, and be okay with that. It's not a, and or, it's kind of like a, why not do both,
Both.
so yeah.
Okay. And who or what have been the inspiration in your life?
Um, honestly, I think it's just life itself. Like I think there are definitely people that drive certain things, but I just love life. Like I love that it's Wednesday. I have the same energy every single day. It doesn't matter if it's at 4:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the afternoon, and I just know that I can do so many things in a day. Like that's enough, really to keep me going, because I can just, I have a whole day, so that, yeah, I don't have no fancy answer for that one. Like I love life. It fills my cup. I don't have a perfect life by no means, but I make it good every day, and I'm surrounded by people that I absolutely adore, and I make friends with new people that I absolutely adore, and I'm doing what I absolutely love, and that's enough for me. Like internally, I'm always motivated. Like I'm always motivated to do something. And then sometimes, a family member, like my mom or my dad or my husband or one of my children, will say something that, gets me super excited, but I was already excited. I just became super excited. So, yeah, I don't have a pin of any one thing or one person.
I think you answered the perfect way, I have to say, because the number one thing in this world is to love life. Because
Mm,
it's, for me, I look at life like it's the, I don't know, the greatest thing that
mhm.
I could have. I am alive, I'm breathing, I'm talking, I can work, I can
Yeah,
do things, I can help more people. So I think you answered it just the way you supposed to life. That's the priority in
perfect.
all of us, life.
Yeah, yeah. I'm having a good time. however time, how long I have, I'm having a good time. So,
Let's enjoy it. We don't know, but let's enjoy the moment.
right. Absolutely. Every moment.
Where does your motivation come from?
I think that in and of itself, like I know that this is, it's mine, like what I can do, how I can do it is uniquely for me, and to not acknowledge it is a waste of life. Like that is my true feeling about it, that I can get up and I can move around, I can think, I can do things that, and I'm really big on the news, not necessarily negative news, but like any news. I love news. Like I watch it and read it all day long. And there are definitely people that don't have the opportunity right now. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic, like they're not well. They could just be tired. They could be just having a bad day. Right now, I'm having a good day. I'm having a good moment. I'm motivated by the moment. And when I don't feel well, I'm motivated that I felt good yesterday and I'll probably feel better tomorrow. So I don't really have, anything external that really drives me. It's just kind of being hyper aware that it could be different. This moment could be different. And that is really my motivation throughout the day. If I have a long day that's, 12 or 14 or 16 hours, whatever it is, it's the same energy that I've been up for 12 hours and I still feel good. Let's keep going, and that's motivating to me. But what I don't like? I don't like motivational speeches. Don't judge me. But like I don't get it doesn't fill my cup. When people do like memes and motivation, I don't like it. I think maybe it's just because I'm internally motivated all the time. I don't really need an extra boost. But yeah, just the day motivates me.
I usually tell people that I am my best motivator.
I am. Yeah. You know yourself. You know your capacity. You just know yourself, and that's motivating, especially as you grow. You learn something new about yourself. You make a new decision for yourself. You're now motivated. At least I am. I'm motivated any given day. I don't really think there are things that I seek to stay motivated. Like I don't really have any days I'm not motivated or discouraged, or I'm grateful for it, but that's not I'm gonna be honest, it's not my narrative. I don't have days like that. So
I guess
yeah.
your motivation is within you, so you already
Yeah.
have it with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you plan to do next?
Oh my, I have no idea, but I'm open. Like I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I have a plan when you think about like right now I'm in school and I have like another year in my doctoral program, and I'm thinking, I know the steps within that, but when it's done, I don't know, I'm always just open, and new opportunities come all the time. It might be an opportunity to have a good conversation like you. I had it started with a conversation. It could be, I am teaching graduate students this summer, and I was not planning for that. I was planning to have the summer off. I really was. And, it came up, and I was like, sure, why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. And then it was like, well, how about two? And I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I'm completely open to what's next. I don't know what the ceiling is, and I don't look up. I don't think about it because, at one point I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then all these other cool things that I just didn't even know existed came up, And until you're at the top, you really don't know what is up there. But you never really make it to the top because there's always more. So I don't know. I'm just out here.
So I guess you are open for the next opportunity because you know what?
Absolutely.
And the way you think also, it's a great way because you are not going to miss opportunities because they're
Mm-mm.
always knocking in our doors, and sometimes we are too busy with planning that we have for the next 50, 100 years, and we don't see all of the great things that's coming into our lives.
Right. Right. I'm having a good time. I think there's always some new things that are happening. Technology creates opportunities that, this year we think don't even exist. Next year it's a new thing. So I'm always open. I'm always open. I love learning new things. I love trying new things. I have absolutely no fear of failure because I'm like, "Eh, that's what's the worst can happen. It didn't work out. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting what's the next thing because I don't know what exists. I feel like I've done a lot, but there's some people that have done way more. So who knows? I'll keep you posted.
I'll be waiting. So, what's your advice for female founders who are starting out?
Just do it. Don't think about it. Okay, let me make it not seem like you're just being reckless, but like just just do it. If you think it, you can do it. And I know that sounds so cliche. However, I feel like you only are really given that thought if you could do it. You never think about stuff that you can't do. Not really, not in depth. Like, can I become an astronaut? I don't think about becoming an astronaut. Like that's not that's not my path. However, I do think about um, you know, having a student in every English speaking country in the academy. It sounds fantastical, but I think about it. Like it's not a passing thought. I think about it, which means I can do it. How long it takes, what are the resources and tools and things I need, that's subjective. But I can do it. And I think with female entrepreneurs, we think about all the things and all the factors and family and all the obligations and just do it. Like you really don't know if those things are true, if you can or can't do it unless you try it. And if it doesn't work out, you kind of know why it didn't work out. And then you could try it again, doing it a different way. Like I don't think you should just not do it.
Do it.
Like what would, just do it. Just do it. And do it within your capacity. We all have more time, energy, or money on any given day. Whatever you have today, use that, and just go with it. And the capacity changes. We make more money, we lose money. We have more energy, we have less energy, whatever it is. That would be my advice. Just go for it.
Just go for it. You'll
Yeah.
you'll never know until you try it. And if you
Yeah.
fail, the best thing out about failing is you learn something you didn't know.
Yeah. And honestly, failure is really not that bad when you think about you still did it. Like you did it. No matter what you tell people was the outcome. I started a business. It doesn't matter if you lasted for a month. You started a business. That's where you can end the story if you really want to, So I say
That's
go
true.
for it. Everything is just kind of like feel the fear and just do it anyway. Just do it, get it done. And then you'll probably surprise yourself. The thing that we are like, oh no, it's not going to work out, or I need all these things. You realize you don't need all those things. And it actually worked out. It probably looks different than what you thought it would be. But success is not, I think, getting it done, that's a success. Making money will probably be, a bonus, but you did it. It's yours. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Absolutely. Be able to create something and see it out there, and then it's not everyone can do it.
Right. And not
Not
everybody's
everyone.
supposed to do it. So if you really think about it and it crosses your mind and you say someday, if you say someday, just make it today, just make it today and get it over with. That's the biggest part is just deciding that you're going to do it. But once you decide, you're then a founder. Like,
Absolutely.
you did the thing.
You did it. You're right. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Oh my goodness, you are one of a kind. I don't know what else to say. You are just one of a kind. You think differently, which is a great thing. Not everyone think like you. The way you think is phenomenal. Like my grandmother used to say. So I appreciate you take the time to be with me today and to give me the opportunity to learn more about you, your company, all the great things you are doing, not just with your company, but you also put the time aside to do other things to help black, to help women. It's just, I don't know where you find the time to do it all. Seriously, I don't know. But I think
you know what? You actually have a lot more time than you probably think. Like I feel like I have a lot of free time. Contrary to popular belief, I have a lot of free time. Like I'm gonna make breakfast when we're done for like the family. There's a lot of free time. It's just how you use the time, you know. But that's not what you asked me. I got excited. Sorry.
That's another conversation.
But I appreciate it. You fill my heart. I appreciate that thought.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Email marketing is something that most small businesses ignore or overuse. If you are in business, email is something you should use as part of your marketing to build relationships with prospects, leads, current customers, and even past customers. You do not want to spam people. If you don't know how to use email marketing correctly, I suggest hiring a company like 81Eighteen to help you out and teach you how to do it the proper way. Thank you, Kenyana, for sharing your founder journey with us today. And thank you for listening to this week's episode. Let me know your thoughts about this episode and how are you using email marketing to grow your business. To learn more about Kenyana and 81Eighteen, visit www.81eighteen.com.
Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on wormel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.